Today, Saturday, I was sitting there reflecting on an article this morning, and I thought I'd share it with you. As everyone knows, I believe that the liquidity that the world, including the United States, has thrown into their markets through QE over the last, whatever you want to say, 10, 11 years, 2013 forward, has led to almost all asset prices at all-time highs. Now, I know the housing is turned over slightly, but only slightly. Every asset price, everything. I was looking at orange juice, everything, okay? So it got me thinking about the first, what people called in those days a mania, but it was our first speculative bubble, now recognized as our first speculative bubble. And our first speculative bubble is considered to be the tulip mania during the Dutch Golden Age. And if you have not read the history of the stock markets and so forth, if you do go back and read the books on the Dutch, you'll find that a lot of what we now call our stock markets, how we do business, all came from the Dutch. But in those days, they thought that, geez, these tulips are beautiful. You know, yellow, red, all these colors and everything. And so tulips became very, very popular. And the tulips, though, have this issue. They bloom for about a week in March or April. Now, if you're having a speculative bubble using tulip bulbs, it wasn't sufficient for the buyers because they were like, well, it's a bulb, just a little round brown thing, and it goes into this beautiful tulip. You know, what are we going to do? And because what we want to sell is what the tulip's going to look like in the future. And so the Dutch came up with what they call the forward markets, or as they said, so we can buy futures. And they then put the future markets for the first time onto the tulip mania. And of course, the prices went absolutely wild to the upside. Just so everyone knows, the commission on these forwards or these futures was 2.5%. And if you broke your contract, you paid a 10% penalty. That's how they developed them, okay? So what happened, a few auctions failed, and then all the tulip prices crashed. Many people were wiped out. I don't know what the economic, people argue over the economic ramifications of the tulip mania. The Dutch Empire continued on, but, you know, let's put it this way, tulips have never been the same. And as you know, you can buy futures on basically anything today. You can buy them on liquor, right? You can buy them on art. You can buy them on anything. And so this was the article I read this morning. Now, I'll admit, I do not drink whiskey, any liquor really. I drink wine and I like a margarita now and then. But whiskey, as you know, went up crazy. So I read this article only for one reason, is I wanted to see what a price of an expensive whiskey bottle went for. And I don't know if it's the highest or whatever, but they were saying like 15,000 euros per bottle, which is a lot of money. Now, the article goes on to state that sales are down, as you can see here. This is just sales here. And they declined by 34%, but the prices declined by 40%. And last year they declined by 7%. So let's say close to a 50% decline. Now, what caught my eye was the last paragraph here. And what does it say? Interest in rare single malts snowballed in the years of very low interest rates and central bank quantitative easing that followed the financial crisis, which encouraged investors to seek out returns in alternative asset classes. So, as far as I'm aware, this is the first asset class that blew up during quantitative easing that has taken a large hit. And what I want to know is this the canary in the coal mine? is just telling us that we're reaching the ends of the quantitative easing, low interest rate, asset inflation that we've experienced over the last 10 years. I don't know. I read the article. I'm a big guy. I've read all 3 books on the tulip mania. So my question to you is, what do you think? Like and follow, and certainly comment in the comments, and have a great weekend.